I'm gonna have to put a squealing warning on this video. Hello! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Birch and Lily, where I talk about all of the fun, crafty, knitty things that I have been up to over the past couple weeks. Today is a regular podcast episode and it's gonna be a fun one. It's always a fun one, but I'm really excited about everything that I have to show you in this episode. So let's jump on in. There are a few places you can find me on the internet. The main one is birchandlilyfiber.com. You can also find me on Instagram at birch.and.lily. And everything I talk about today, every link to everything you could possibly want is down below in the description. So I have what we'll call a mostly finished object because it hasn't been blocked yet, but otherwise it's totally done. My heirloom quilt cardigan is all put together. All the ends are woven. You can see there's little bits dangling because usually I will weave in all my ends and just leave them totally dangling and like tie a knot. But because there are so many ends on this, I just snipped them so that they have like a little bit of length so I could tell what was done and what wasn't, because otherwise I would have 100% missed some ends on this big thing. After I finish recording this, I'm going to block it, and I'm so excited. So incredibly excited. I'm trying to think, last time, I don't think I had the full body done. I definitely didn't have the sleeves, but I don't even think I had the full body done on this. So I feel like I've accomplished a lot. So yeah, let's step backwards from my excitement. This is the heirloom quilt cardigan. It's coming very soon from Katryn Seeburger, and it is the most wonderful scrappy pattern ever. I knit the size 2. This pattern comes with 3 sizes, but I think the idea is because the pattern is so oversized, each size will fit a really wide range of people. And yeah, I won't go into all of the yarn I used for this because there's so many, but I will stand up quickly. I will show this off just held up and then I'll put it on. Yeah, so there is an endless amount of colors in here. The like main color here is Woolberry Fiber Co. I believe it's called Glisten. And then otherwise, this I think is Sweet Fiber. There's lots of other Woolberry Fiber Co's in there. There's some from my shop. This here is Petrichor. This is, I think, Barnyard Knits. All sorts of fun, different colors in here. Oh my gosh. So you can see that it isn't blocked because things like the ribbing down here are rolling up a little bit. It's also kind of, let me put it on. So it's also kind of pulling up funny in the front here, especially on this side. But when I block it, I will pull it so it all sits down like this. But yeah, I just finished weaving in the ends on it this morning, so I wanted to be able to show it and not have a wet blob on the floor. But wow. Oh my gosh. I love it so much. It's like scrappy wonderfulness. My style has become very eclectic and colorful over the past little while. I used to be like a gray only person, and I feel like this is really, really branching out and I love it. So yeah, I'm happy with the fit already. I can't imagine how much that's going to change once it's totally blocked. But I am glad that I added an extra motif. So the pattern called for it to stop after this one here, and I feel like that just would have been too short and I would have been yanking it down all the time and like uncomfortable. So I'm glad I added an extra motif in length, and I don't think it really changed too much how much of the main color I used. Like, the ribbing isn't the thickest ribbing in the world, so I was able, let me sit down. I was able to get the sleeves and all of the ribbing out of 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn held double. So I feel like you could get it probably all of that out of one skein of DK. No, you need 2, because holding this fingering weight double makes a DK weight, and that gives you about 400 yards of DK. So if you were to do this with just DK weight, not fingering held double, you'd need 2 skeins of DK. Katryn gave us the option to do just straight up DK or to hold the fingering double, and I just really liked the marling sort of look that it gave and how vintagey it made it feel. So I'm glad I went with that. And I got to use up a whole bunch of single skeins in my stash, so pretty pleased with that as well. It's, wow. Wow, it's so pretty. And I actually really like it with this shirt. I kind of just put this shirt on a whim and was like, well, it'll do. But it matches pretty good. So that's nice as well. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to block this shortly. Probably I'll film this video and then get this soaking. And then I have a second video to film today because my family's coming to visit next week. And I'm not about to stop and film in the middle of them being here. Plus, someone's going to be sleeping in this room on the floor on an air mattress. So I don't want to be like, please leave. I need to film a video. So we're going to film 2 today. But yeah, oh my gosh, so happy. Pattern should be coming out soon. This is due on the 15th of July, so it should be shortly after that. As always, I'll keep you posted when it is live, but this was so much fun. So much fun. Oh, I do know one other thing I wanted to say. So, if you can see these little like seam lines here in between my blocks going vertically, I ended up doing a join as you go method instead of what the pattern calls for, which is individually making all of these blocks and then seaming them together. Everything about that worked great except for, and this is in hindsight and I would do it differently if I was to knit this again. When I got to picking up stitches for the sleeves, the pattern calls, I think, to pick up 70 stitches, and because I had slip stitches along the edge of here, that gives me half the stitches I should have, and I only had 35. So what I ended up doing was picking up the 35 stitches and then on the next row increasing quickly up to the 70, and I think it's fine. Once I block it we'll really see, but I don't foresee any issues. So, but yeah, that was in hindsight my fault. So if I was to do the join as you go method again, I would connect it obviously here, but I wouldn't do the slip stitch edging on this side. I would just leave it like a raw, just go back and forth, no slipping stitches, if that makes any sense, so that I had enough stitches to pick up. But that's a me thing because the pattern doesn't call to do join as you go. That's my fault. So yeah, otherwise very, very pleased. I'm also, though, very, very warm. I want to keep it on because I love it so much, but it's too warm. So maybe I'll put it back on for the thumbnail photo later, but for now, no, too warm, but love it so much. I just probably won't be able to get to wear it until the fall. So that's the only finished object I have, but I have some wonderful progress on a couple other projects. The first one being my Mayberry cardigan. We have totally forgotten the mistake now. All is forgiven. It's going great. This bag here is from Jenna Rose Handmade, and still not saying the name of this yarn, still being a slowpoke and working on the collection. It'll come out one day. It's probably going to end up being a fall collection at this rate because I just have too much going on, and it's like the last thing on my mind. With family visiting and yard work in the summer and just all sorts of stuff. It's the last thing on my mind, unfortunately, and so it'll be here one day. But look at this. The body's done! The body's done! Look at this progress keeper. Look how much I got done since last time. All of that plus part of this sleeve, which is crazy to me. I've been having so much fun though, and I feel like I finally kind of got in a groove with this. So should I try it on? I'm gonna try it on. I put it on last night for my mom and I was so pleased with the fit already. And just like with the, ooh, I'm sitting on something. Stuck, tangled in yarn. Okay, that's fun. Like with the Heirloom quilt cardigan, I love how this fits already and it's not even blocked, so it's gonna get even better. The colors kind of clash here. I kind of look like a pumpkin, but you know, look, oh my goodness. This is amazing. It's amazing. It's gonna obviously grow some. It's gonna be squishy and wonderful. It's already squishy and wonderful. So I have like half of this sleeve left, and then obviously this whole sleeve, but I'm gonna have to put a squealing warning on this video because I'm just too excited about stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me take this off. Yeah, I've obviously made a ton of progress on this. I'm in love with this double knit button band. I'm in love with the texture. Yes, fisherman's rib is a lot of work, but oh my goodness, is it worth it? I have had to, so doing fisherman's rib flat is different than doing it in the round. So when you do it flat, you're only ever knitting below into the knit stitches, but when you do it in the round, you have to knit below into the knit stitches on one round and the purl stitches on the other. And so that's been taking some getting used to, but I feel like I finally got it now that I'm about at this point. It's pretty much flying now. It's also easier for me to do a sleeve at this point because it's more, how do I put this? It's more twistable. So I'll like knit all the way around and then it'll be twisted like this, and then I just quick untwist it and then knit all the way around, as opposed to like picking up the whole garment and twisting it, because that is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting somewhere on these sleeves. They're going so fast compared to the body as well, just because they're sleeves. There's only 70 some stitches on here, so I'm gonna move my progress keeper up before I forget. Granted, by the time you see this next time, it should be done, which is insane to me, and I'll be wearing it. One complaint I have, and this has nothing to do with the pattern, but I do have huge gaps I'm gonna have to fix here under the arms, and as I've never fixed gaps like this in fisherman's rib before, that's gonna be interesting, but I'll figure it out. I'm sure most of the issue is just yanking and like rearranging some of the yarn throughout, but I will have some holes to fix in there. That's fine. And then I'll have to attach my buttons, but oh my gosh. Yeah, like look at that squish. So I'm knitting the size 5 for this one. I'm very glad I knit the size 5. Because like the fit is great right now, but once I block it, it's going to be big and cozy, and that's exactly what I wanted for this. So I think I made a perfect choice with the size 5, and yeah. Not saying the name of this color, but it is on my 100% Superwash Merino DK base. So if you haven't knit fisherman's rib, you need to knit fisherman's rib. I'm obsessed. Like I said, it's so worth the time. So worth the time. I think that's all I have to say about this. I'm just really pleased that as I'm hugging it, oh my gosh, it's so squishy. I'm just so pleased that I'm finally feeling caught up. There's some other testers that are still working on sleeves, so that makes me feel good. I have, today is July 10th, so I have 10 more days. Totally doable. Totally doable. So I'm gonna finish on time. Yay! I want to have this done, and well, obviously my heirloom quilt cardigan is done, but I want to have that blocked as well within the next couple days so I can photograph them before I'm tangled in yarn again. What am I doing? Photograph them before my family arrives, because well, I could take photos with them around, but let's be honest, my photography setup, you might have in your mind that I'm like some professional, wonderful photographer. I take the stand that I'm using here. I do have a tripod, I'll give myself that. But I take that and I set it on top of my garbage can and I roll it around the yard. And then I use my computer as a monitor so I can see what I'm doing. But it is not classy by any means. I'm literally using a garbage can. So anyways, need to take those photos. So I will do that very soon. Very soon. Oh my gosh. I am so excited. I have some yarn to show you for the next few projects I'm going to be casting on, but I'm excited to finally be casting on. I'm a mess today, to be honest. I'm in a bit of a hurry because I have to leave in an hour to pick my husband up, and so if I sound ramblier and like faster talky, is that even a thing? If I'm talking faster than normal, that's why. I hope I'm not. But yeah, I'm excited to be able to start some new projects, some test knits that I joined and like I haven't had time to cast on yet, and everyone else is so far and I feel so far behind, and I'm really excited to be able to finally start them. So I will show you the yarn for those, and maybe I'll put some pictures on the screen too so we can get excited together. But I have one more project to show you. This bag is from Denim and Rain, and it houses my Brooklyn Raglan Lite. Yay! I have it on bigger needles this time, so it's not so smushed, and I'm about, I think I have like 20 rounds left before I will move into like part 2 of Raglan increases. So right now I'm increasing on every side of the Raglan all the time, and then very shortly I will start increasing, I think only for, is it the sleeves and not the body, or the body? I don't know. Anyway, so that's where I am. It's gonna blow out, of course, if I get too close. So I'll talk about the color first, and then I will get closer. This is Woolberry Fiber Co. Their berry sock base. I do wish I had ordered it on berry merino. I don't know what was in my head for a while, and I was ordering everything on sock bases for fingering weight, which is like, this one is 80% blue-faced Leicester, and 20% nylon, but I should have ordered it on just 100% merino base, because when I'm ordering more, oh no, that was major distraction mode. I just noticed my one umbrella light is a little bent, and I just pulled stitches off my needles. Wow. Okay. There. Did I fix it? Did I fix it? Yes. Okay. Okay. We're good. We're all, oh, nope. I missed one. What is going on here? We'll deal with that later. I am a mess today. Oh my gosh. Okay. Umbrella light slightly bent, probably because I dropped it multiple times today, which is my own problem. Anyways, back to this. Yeah, I wish I would have ordered it on just the 100% merino base, but now I know. My knowledge has grown substantially since I ordered this. So this colorway is Conch. It's from the Woolberry Seaside collection from a couple years ago. It's very pretty. It's like a creamy buttery yellow with like peachy colors and greeny yellows and all sorts of fun stuff. But yeah, we're getting somewhere. You can see that beautiful texture on the Raglan, or the sleeve caps, I guess. The Raglan is these stitches, the columns. So beautiful texture on the sleeve caps. There is a twisted rib on the neckband, and yeah, it's been really fun. I've been knitting and reading with this one. It's pretty mindless enough that I can just knit in circles and only have to pay attention once I hit stitch markers. I've been reading. I just started The Woman in Cabin 10. I've been waiting for it from the Libby apps literally, I think, since April. I totally forgot that I had even requested it or put it on hold. And so it showed up one day and I was like, oh yeah! So I've been reading that. But yeah, that's my Brooklyn Raglan Lite. I'm knitting the size 3, and I'm really excited to be working on this pattern for Tori. Did I say it's by Tori U? Probably not. I did now. I'm really excited to be testing it though. I'm doing the short sleeve version. The pattern has like a little cap sleeve version and like a long sleeve version, and I'm doing the short sleeve. So that is that. And then yeah, like I said, I wanted to show you some yarn that I've wound up for a couple new cast-ons. So the first one, this is another new colorway. I'm gonna have all the colorways dyed and knit, mostly, I think there's a few more I want to come up with, but I'm gonna have them mostly done before the collection releases, which is fine because I'll have swatches of everything. But this is another new colorway, so it's like a really pale pink with greens and pinks and mauves and all sorts of funness. So this bottom one here is on the 80/20 Fairy sock. Now, I was just talking about how I wish I wouldn't knit things out of the 80/20. My 80/20 is so squishy. It's Superwash Merino, not Blueface Leicester. I think it's Leicester. And Merino is softer, obviously, than the BFL, so I don't mind this so much, especially when it's held with a Surrey. So this is going to be for the Gaffret, I believe, Raglan. I'm going to be knitting the textured version, and I'm very excited. I love the little like V detail it has in the front. It kind of looks like a cozy sweatshirt, but classier. So that's gonna be this. I only have 2 skeins wound up right now, but I need to swatch. That's why I wound up the 2 skeins for this. And then this is insanely hard to hold. Actually, I'm doing better than I thought. This is going to be for the Resta Pullover by Hive Knits Lizzie. So I dyed this color up for the new collection, which I am very pleased with. It's like a beigey, pinky sort of color. And then I'm gonna set that down. There are stripes made of solely just like completely Surrey on it. And I haven't figured out the order I want to put said stripes in yet. I'm thinking this, which I'm looking at it now and I quite like. These are all the Cumulus yarn from Fiber Spades. Fiber Spades? Yep, Fiber Spades. I thought it was Fiber Space, but anyways. The pattern calls for scraps of Surrey, and I didn't really have any Surrey scraps that I particularly loved altogether, and I didn't want to pull full skeins from my stash or from the shop. So these are just, how much is it? I feel like it's 25 grams. So there's 164 yards in this, and they are 74% baby Surrey alpaca and 26% mulberry silk. I won't use all of these up either, but they're very reasonably priced. I think they're only like $6 or $8 each, so I figured this was a better way to do it than pulling a full $29 skein from my stash. So these will be held with, let me grab it again, these. I think it'll look really pretty. Very excited. So yeah, I'm going to swatch for that as well. And then I have a couple more test knits, but those are the next 2 I'm going to swatch for. Because obviously I have to finish the Brooklyn Raglan first. And then I'll start those 2. And then I have little me who said I wouldn't be doing tons of test knits. I'm going to be testing a pattern for Jessie Made Designs. I can't remember if it's a secret or not, so I'm not going to say what it is. And then a pattern for Rebecca Clow. So, but they all should go quite relatively fast compared to what I've been working on lately, because they're all DK to worsted weight, so they'll knit up very fast. Where right now I'm working on Fisherman's Rib and a fingering weight garment, which don't go so fast. The tee though, I know Tori used patterns, and I've knit her tees in a week. Less than a week sometimes. So once my Mayberry cardigan is done, I can crank that t-shirt out super fast. Especially since I have people visiting, because once I get past the sleeve separation for that, it's just endless stockinette in the round, and that's perfect for visiting with people. So yeah, that's where that is. And otherwise, I don't have anything else to talk about. Yeah, I do not. I guess I could say I tried to flip around and film with my shop yarn wall in the background, and it looked so sad, which is so weird because it's beautiful looking at it right now, but something about how my phone camera films made it look so small and not so colorful and really sad, and it made me sad. So maybe I'll try that again some other time, but this side of the room is so plain and like there's nothing going on, where this side of the room is so fun. Anyways, yeah, I've thought about switching up filming. I thought about filming outside, but I feel like the background noise would be annoying. At least for me it might be. There's cars and birds and animals and such, but that's besides the point. Yeah, I'm excited for next episode. I'm gonna have, oh, I'm thinking podcast. Next episode, so next week, I'm going to do my top 10 must-have knitting tools. I thought that would be really fun. And then the following week, I'm just excited to have a whole bunch of new things cast on, because I know in 2 weeks I'll have tons to show. Heck, my Mayberry cardigan was like insane how much I'd finished, so I'm quite pleased. That's my thoughts for the next couple weeks. Thank you so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. It helps the channel out so very much. And I will see you again very soon. Bye!